What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to show you guys this Team and Scheme series part 21. So if you enjoy this video, go and drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So we are in the Giants offensive playbook. Again, we're in the Giants offensive playbook. Now, just because we're in the Giants offensive playbook doesn't mean that's why I chose the Giants. I really do think the Giants is an excellent team for this scheme right here, and this is going to be the trio offset. Now, the key to this scheme is making sure that you have the 4 receiver package on. So what the 4 receiver package does, it actually puts your 4th string receiver in at the tight end spot. So quickly, let's just go back to regular packages, and I want to go to actually show you guys. So let's go to depth chart, and I want to take you to the Giants depth chart. I want to show you exactly how I would personally do the Giants depth chart. So let's go in auto reorder. Now, right now they have Kadarius Toney as your 4th receiver spot. I personally love to put John Ross. John Ross is excellent. He has 96 speed. He has 95 acceleration. And to me, he's really nice. There are only a couple teams in the league that you can actually get like a 95 plus receiver at right here in this position. So those are all the teams that I would use for this specific scheme. So we have Sterling Shepard, we have Kenny Golladay, and we have Darius Slayton, who are all pretty fast now, 93. Now, if you wanted to, obviously you could take Kadarius Toney and actually sub him in for like Shepard or something. But I like having that because Sterling Shepard actually has really good route running, so I actually prefer that to be in there. So that's why I do like to leave him right there. And then we have Golladay, of course, and we have Slayton. Like I said, those are 2 solid receivers. So it's up to you. You could put Kadarius Toney in there if you want to. That's completely up to you. But this is just personally how I run it. So now if we go back to trio offset, then what you're going to be able to see, if we go to 4 receivers, that we're going to have John Ross right there. Now, you're more than welcome to actually interchange any of these 3 receivers, but whatever you do not mess with this spot right here at all, because if you sub in a tight end by accident, then you won't be able to use the 4 receiver package, and you'll actually only be able to have a tight end right there until like the game is over or you start another game or something like that. That's like, those are literally the only way. So try your best not to touch anything right there. But I'm gonna leave it just like this because I don't have a problem with it like this, those 3 receivers right there. Now, the only play that I'm gonna show you in the little pregame before we hop into gameplay is gonna be this flanker dig. And honestly, this play is fire, man. This play is really good. This setup that I'm about to give you is gonna be really nice. Now, I'm just subbing in garbage D-line right here just so I can have a tiny bit of time in the pocket and not have to worry about getting those super win animations by the defenders. So I'm gonna put in some safeties here at linebacker. Let's put in Vernon Scott, and then let's go ahead and take Sullivan out, and we'll put Rasul Douglas right there, and that'll be good right there. So as far as coverages goes, we're gonna take out Overstorm, and I want to show you guys some match coverage as well. I gotta remember to start showing you guys more match because I know you guys do like match. So we're gonna put cover 6 right there, and then what we're gonna do is take cover 3 out, and then we're gonna put cover 4 quarters right there, and then we're actually going to come out in cover 3 because I just want to show you guys how good this play is. Now, you always want to run this with your trips to the wide side of the field. So what we're going to do is take the ball and move it over here. And honestly, I may consider making this my main offense. I haven't decided yet because I really love this offense though. Now, it's not that great against cover 3. I wouldn't run this versus cover 3. But I'll run it versus everything other than cover 3. So the setup, you want to take X and actually smart route his route. So it's going to be ran a lot deeper. So notice what happens if we don't smart route it. This is stock. So if you smart route it, notice how it's ran a little further before they break in. Really important. Now, next you want to do, you want to take R1, put them on a swing route to the tight end side, and then you want to take circle, put them on a slant. Now, with this setup, you want to read circle, and then you actually want to read square on a backside in route. That's exactly how it wants to go. So look at circle. Notice how we could throw that right there with circle, but notice how square is going to come open in that spot. So you could definitely run this versus cover 3, but just keep in mind, that, you know, you want to be careful with the user. So a lot of times if this is your user right here, he's going to actually come drive hard on the slant, and if he's a really great user, what he'll do is he'll drive and then actually circle back and actually cover this in route if he's really great, which is why I said be careful with this versus cover 3 because that can happen. Just it all depends on what they're doing, because if they're zone dropping, then you can actually still have this slant, you know, but if they aren't zone dropping, you have this little area right here. And of course, as you guys seen, if the user's not fast enough or they don't see this route right here developing, you can actually hit that ball right there, which is what I love to do. So moving forward, let's talk about cover 2. So with cover 2, it's really nice because we have a 1 play touchdown versus cover 2. I'm even gonna press just so you can get press animation. So again, you want to take X, smart route his route. You want to take circle, put him on a slant. You want to take the running back and put him on a swing route. Now, hopefully I have time in the pocket. So what you're gonna notice X. Look at how we're gonna be able to throw that out there, and then you actually want to you want to click on and kind of swerve it. That's if you get a bad throw animation. You want to do that. Now, if you have a upper, top tier quarterback, then they'll be able to make that throw easily. So like an A-Rod or like a just anybody like Russell Wilson, they'll be able to make that throw easily. But this works because this little in route right here, the slant and little in route combo, just literally gonna freeze that mid read. And now this route right here, this route right here, the safety has to respect it and get out wider for it. That's why he's not able to actually, stay in the middle of the field. And what we're gonna be able to do is throw this little pass lead right up in there, and then you can tell he breaks forward. But now we got a weird pass lead, but normally you want to try to throw that ball up, and normally they'll give it to you. So if they right there, you want to kind of throw that ball up and a little bit to the sideline, and they'll give you like a little nice little animation if they give it to you. But if not, you still be able to split those safeties really easily. So moving forward, next thing I want to show you guys is let's talk about man, then we'll talk about match coverage. So if they run this style of man coverage, this play is actually extremely good. We're even gonna press it. I press. Okay, so I want to switch this up. I'll do it in a second here. I'll talk about man in a second, because I want to show you what actual cornerback covering our tight end. I want to talk about that. So let's go to cover 6 real quick, and then we'll talk about cover 4 quarters, and then we'll do man, and we'll do cover 4 drops. I want to show you that it does beat cover 4 drop as well. This setup is just really fire. You can literally beat all coverages with this setup. So watch X. So what you're going to be able to do is actually throw that ball out there, and you're going to let him go run and get it. Why? Because that is 96 speed, and that route right there is literally a speed-based route. It's literally a speed-based route. It doesn't matter if they have one step ahead and all that. As long as that guy is faster than that cornerback, you actually will be able to get the good win animation. So like I said, this slant is just to make the user have to stay in the middle, and a lot of times the user will stay in the middle anyways, because they're going to kind of ride the slant, because they're going to be on a 3-rec if they play match, and then they're going to try to circle back and maybe cover that. But we're looking downfield literally the whole entire time. So last thing I want to show you guys is cover 4 quarters, because yes, it does bomb cover 4 quarters as well. So we're going to take X, put him on a smart route, take circle, put him on a slant, and then we're going to swing our running back just like this. And then we'll cover 4 quarters. Like I said, the cornerback matches, and like I was telling you guys, it really doesn't matter if they have that one step ahead. Right there, he did light up. But what I was trying to tell you is that notice that we're able to run straight by him, and that's what it looked like in man coverage. Honestly, that's why it doesn't matter. So again, I'll show you that here again with cover 4 quarters. So let's go ahead and snap the ball right here. And like I said, you just want to drift that way in the pocket. That's what I found to be a lot better. And then normally you'll be able to get a good animation. Now they are letting them cover it like really good in practice mode. That's probably the best I've seen it covered, honestly, with that particular play. So just be very careful. But like I said, cover 4 quarters, I would take that shot all day. So if I see that on in game, I will take that shot literally every day of the week. So quickly, what I'm gonna do is just sub in some garbage of D line right here, and then sub in some safeties at linebacker really quick, because I want to show you versus cover 4 drop, and I want to show you versus man coverage with the cornerback actually covering our tight end, because that does happen in these lighter sets. And that's why I like to just come out in this, but I wanted to show you guys match coverage as well. So let's put cover 4 drop in there, and then let's just come out in man coverage. So this will be really quick. Then after this, we'll be getting straight into gameplay. So let's go to flanker dig. Now let's go and set up. You guys know the setup already. Here we go. Now we are in man coverage, so we're gonna go ahead and pinch our whole defense, and we'll call inside underneath, because that's what most people do when they play this little heavy style of man coverage. And you're really going to just be making a read between circle and X. You're going to see where the user takes you, but look at how much room we have to throw that ball out there. A lot of times you want to try to click on and get a good animation, but that's what it normally looks like. You can tell he doesn't really get pressed. He doesn't get beat up at all. All right, he's lighting up, so we'll actually have a great example. But normally this guy, he's not going to get pressed or anything, so it's really just a foot race. And if you have a decent quarterback or somebody, and you can just throw this ball out here, a lot of times you get a good possession animation. Now, I'm not getting those possession animations right now, but you normally will get those type of possession catch. But you can tell that safety is nowhere to be found. That's what I wanted you to pay attention to. Now also, if they put a middle third, it all depends on what side they put the middle third on. Will depend on how well they play it. But I don't really want to talk about that right now. I just want you to know it all depends on where they put that middle third, if they'll actually play it correctly or not. So anyways, notice how right there we actually get a really nice win animation, and then we are going to be able to pretty much score a one-play touchdown. So there are times I was trying to tell you that will happen, so just be very mindful of that. So anyways, last thing I want to show you guys is cover 4 drop, because somehow this actually bombs cover 4 drop. You wouldn't think that it would bomb cover 4 drop, but it actually does. So make sure you do smart route that route. It's really important you smart route X's route. route. Now watch what happens versus cover 4 drop. Notice how the safety is just gonna like get a little slide animation, and then we're gonna be able to throw it right over his head for literally a one play touchdown. So you would not even expect this play to bomb cover 4 drop, but it definitely can. So now you're starting to see how important it is to have that tight end right there on that route. So I'll show you one more time. Cover 4 drop. I'll even back everybody off because obviously it'll work if I press them, because that's going to move the safeties closer to the line of scrimmage. But we'll see it backing off the safeties make a difference. We'll see right here. So notice how he still is going to slide out the way, and then we'll still be able to just throw that ball right over the top of those safeties for the one play touchdown. So let's go on and dive right into this gameplay. So we are facing off against the Bills, and it's actually surprising because I don't go against the Bills that often. Now, the reason why I don't go against the Bills that often, because as you guys know, they're a fantastic team in real life. Obviously, you know, they're a high-powered offense in real life. They have a stout defense in real life, but just on Madden, they really don't translate that way. At least on current gen, they don't, because the problem is they just don't have enough speed out there. They have Tre'Davious White, so the best way to use the Bills on Madden is literally to sit in man coverage all day. And the reason why is because you have Trey White and you have Micah Hyde, who are really great man coverage, you know, DBs. So that's how my opponent is going to be using it for a majority. Because that's just what they're really good at. They're really good at man coverage because they do have the somewhat speed on the back end. They just don't have a ton of speed, you know. So they have Trey White, who's fast, obviously. And then, like I said, they have Micah Hyde. And they also have somebody else that I'm forgetting about that's actually pretty fast. So they really have 3 fast DBs, and they actually have a garbage defensive line. So it's like you have to just blitz, you know. If you want to be the best with the Bills, you really just man blitz and just hope that you can actually cover it. As right there, I actually was looking at the out route. I didn't even see X. I wasn't even looking at X. Normally when I run that play, which you'll see later on in the game, I normally look between a slant and I look between the out route. So my opponent went over there towards the slant, so I was looking at the out route, but I hit the X. I hit X for whatever reason. So thankfully we did not throw a pick. You know, I'm blessed we didn't throw a pick, but I got to do better with making sure I actually hit the right button. So right here, I notice my opponent is liking to man blitz me a lot. So what I do is run this little 3 route concept, which to me is a really great concept because it's going to be able to flood every area of the field, because we have a low running route, we have an intermediate, and we have a deep, and all those routes are going to be able to beat man coverage. So it's one of my most simple yet, you know, effective route combos. Like I said, it's nothing too advanced about this route concept. But you notice he's actually individually pressuring those corners. So a lot of times moving them, a lot of motions will mess up the style of defense where he individually moves them. So right here, we are going to be able to have circle right there. And that's why I said that's the only bad thing about when you individually move somebody, is that they no longer can move anymore. Low key, I wish Madden to make it to where they can still be able to move, but I gotta understand why they don't have it that way, because that'd be really hard to implement, to where you individually move somebody, but then what if I motion while you move them, and then is that gonna make the CPU auto move? You know, so those are the things you think about. So I can understand why they don't make it that way, but you know, there are some situations I wish you could turn like that feature on or something. It's right there. We do end up hitting the out route, but we get just the weirdest animation. Thank God we caught it, but I've never really seen that animation before. Normally when I see that animation, it normally like knock the ball out. So I was really surprised we actually held on to that. But like I said, to me personally, when I seen a win animation, every time I see a win animation and I have an out route, I normally love to throw that out route. That's why I'm thankful I didn't throw that pick last time, just because, you know, that's normally my read. That's my read progression on out routes when I call them. But right here, we are going to be able to run the ball, and I see that gap right there, but it's Saquon, and they just did my boy Saquon so bad on this Madden. I know he had an off year, you know, but he also was recovering from, I believe it was ACL. If I'm not mistaken, it was the ACL, MCL, I believe, was one of those two. But they did my boy bad. Right here, I decided to motion to make my opponent believe I'm passing the ball, but as you can tell, they actually did run commit. But sadly, on Madden 22, run committing does not matter at all whatsoever. So my opponent does go down and score himself, and I'm gonna show you guys what type of offense my opponent was playing. Not this drive, but I'm gonna show you guys next drive. So we'll take a look at my drive right here, and then when he gets the ball back, I'll actually let you see exactly what I had to deal with the whole entire game. But anyways, this setup right here, like I told you guys, is really fire. So if you have time, that X route is going to be so good. And unfortunately, we are in Madden 22 where you do get those random dumb outs by your receivers or slash tight ends, but you guys can tell that X route is really nice versus man coverage. It's actually really annoying to deal with because you almost have to put a safety in the middle to even have a chance to stop that X route, just because of how good it is. And then it's just so good because you can also block the running back, as right there we just had unfortunate disengaged logic. Like I said, we're in Madden 22 where those things just run wild, those disengaged logic. So notice, look right here. So notice how nobody just really touched him. Now we had enough people to block it, but what happened was the guard actually dumbed out and just decided to block nobody. So they literally let him do basically like a gap or a B gap nano. which is, you know, like I said, it's one of the frustrating things. If you, I normally never block more than 7, as you guys know. So, you know, if my 3 routes can't win, then I don't know what to do. So right there, it might look like a risky read, but what he did was he was playing like a soft squat on the left side. So that's why that slant was running wide open. And he had to make a choice. Do I want to follow circle on the crosser, or do I want to stop and cover the slant? So I noticed he was taking a crosser, so I threw the slant. So I just want to show you why I threw that read, in case you were like, real, why'd you even make that dumb read? But anyways, look at X. So I was trying to tell you, it's hard to play man coverage versus that particular route, because that route is so good. Notice what he did was his user's going to have to take away the slant, followed on the in route, but the whole time we're looking downfield. Now, I wanted to take you guys through defense, man, because this is how he scored last drive. Just literally, this is the style of offense he played. And to me, it's one of the most frustrating things. It actually makes me wish they did the thing where you can't run plays too many times. You remember how they tested out with that? Well, I was playing Mutt last year, and they was testing it out, but I kind of wish they did something to where you just really just couldn't sit here and spam running the ball. But that's literally, this was my opponent's offense. Now, if you play offense like this and you're watching my channel, I'm disappointed in you, you know, because I show you guys too many dots out of too many different formations to be able to sit here and run the ball every single play. Like, he would basically, like, he would run the ball, pass, run the ball, pass. You know, like, that's how he played, you know. And then to make it worse, he would just hurry up offense the whole time, you know. Like, I mean, you know, I'm not knocking him, you know. I mean, I guess he wins games doing it, but it's just a fact of, you know. So, like, those are really the only passing plays he really threw. Was just, you know, those little RPO routes. You can tell he's 3 for 3 for 46 yards. So that just means he just literally dinked and ducked and then got some big yards. He got 16 out of that. So that means he was 2 for 2 for like 30 something yards or something like that. You know, so like I said, I mean, it's how you play with the Bills offense, though, honestly. So I'm not really knocking them. I'm just saying, like, you know, it's just one of those things that's just ag to go against. But if you got the Bills, then that's literally how you play, because you don't have any speed. So the only speedy receiver they have, I believe, is Gabriel Davis, I believe, and he's like 91. And also, my bad, no disrespect on my boy, no disrespect my boy Diggs, you know, he does have speed too. But this is, you have 2 receivers, and then you have Cole Beasley, who's like 87 speed, you know. So I don't really blame him, but it's just a fact of, you know, like, you really like playing like this, you know. So it's just shocking to me, because I forget that there's people that really play like this a lot. Because like I said, you guys might not believe it, but I really only play 1 or 2 games a day at the most. That's at the most, you know. Because I come on here, you know, I get content. If I win, cool. If I lose, okay, that's fine, you know. Because a lot of times if I lose, it's gonna be a good game regardless, you know. So that's why I don't really mind posting losses or nothing like that. Like, I don't really care, because I'm not on here to try to grind leaderboards and do all that. I'm just here to show you guys, you know, schemes. That's all. And if you guys want to see what I'm doing on defense, you know, well, I ain't gonna say you want to see, but you can see exactly what I'm doing. And it's right there. That is what I hope they fix on Madden 23. Apparently, supposedly, they're supposed to be fixing that. They're supposed to be making it to where the animations, when they fall forward, they make it more realistic, to where, like, if you got 2 people tackling somebody, supposedly they're supposed to be able to drive them backwards, because that's what would happen in real life. You know, supposedly they're supposed to be adding those, like, physics to the game, but you guys know how EA does. They hype it up, they gas it up, you know, and then when Madden drops, either it doesn't work how it's supposed to, or it does, but they update the game for something else, and that, you know, previous thing ends up getting, you know, thrown out the gate. Like, it doesn't work anymore, you know. So one of the 2 things happen. So, you know, I'm not too excited about, you know, them upholding what they're going to say, basically. So right here, this actually made me mad, because I hate when Madden does that. And then look, just you know what I'm saying? Like, I swear, the most unluckiest things always happen to me, man. And, you know, I just kind of deal with it at this time. Like, I just understand at this point, like, hey, you know, there's nothing I can really do about it. But we got 18 seconds, man. So we're going to try to go down here and get something for 18 seconds. I'm really just thinking about 3 right here, because if I get 3, I feel really good. Because with his style of offense, if you just get 1 stop, you're going to win the game. That's his style of offense. Because if you make a runner have to pass the ball, you win. You know, you really win, because they're running the ball for a reason. You know, they're not running the ball just to run the ball. They're running because they don't really understand, you know, how to throw a ball, how to make dots, and how to read defense. They don't understand that. They just understand how to hit the gap that they see, you know. So right here, I noticed he's playing man up 3 deep, which I thought was really odd to play this early into the drive, you know, because that means he's going to be leaving me a lot of dink and dunks under. And like I said, you can tell he actually was dropping, like, he played man up 3 deep, and he dropped somebody in cover. So he only rushed 2 people right there, and we're still throwing out routes, you know. So to me, I don't really agree. I think it was way too early for him to play man up 3 deep. I think he should have still man blitz, just that way, in case he got You know, so if he man blitz and he got a sack, then I would have been in trouble. But now you could tell he didn't manage defense correctly. So now out of that 18 seconds, I was able to come down here and get myself in a potential field goal position to where I can actually make this field goal and be up 3 points when that shouldn't even been, you know, a thing that I had to even think about, you know. So, ooh, excuse me, heartburn a little bit. But you can tell we were up 17-14, but he did end up going down to score himself. As you guys know, you can tell he literally took up the whole entire third quarter just to score, you know, so that lets you know that he was literally just running the ball, trying to pass the balls. Right there, I tried to take that gap, but they didn't really, I think I might have messed up my run stick, but I definitely seen the gap. I thought he was going to actually shed and disengage that way. That's why I did go back right. But that's my fault trying to be too, you know, trying to be doing too much. That's what I call it, doing too much. But right here, like I said, the setup is really nice. So I should have blocked my running back, but it didn't matter. So I figured that I'll be having enough time to throw X, and we actually do. So as you guys can tell, that X route is really nice. Because so if you go back and look, he actually had a free man coming at me. I think it was a linebacker actually, and we still had enough time to stand in the pocket and deliver that throw to that tight end / receiver. So that's why it's really nice to have that 96 speed receiver there. And I don't know, just this play right here makes me want to make this my main offense, honestly. So right there, you might think that was a bad read, which I can agree with you. But what I was doing, I literally was staring at users. I never stare at users, but I was staring at his, and I could tell the angle he took. He was trying to go run to X, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have my slant all day. So that's why I actually threw that slant. Like I said, I know it looked like a bad read because it kind of was, but that's why I just want you guys to know why I threw it. So right there, I wanted to show you guys, we finally get the stop that we was looking for, and that's why this game is pretty much going to be sealed just from that, man. So I wanted to show you. Because he literally, like I said, he literally would just run these RPOs, and then next drive right here, I don't even understand why that's a read for him to throw. And like I said, anytime you make runners have to throw the ball, they're gonna make mistakes. You know, that's why they run the ball so much. So we're actually looking to get a touchdown because this guy actually made me mad because of how he's playing, because I just personally don't like when people play like this. I feel like, you know, this game's been around too long. You know, you should be able to figure out how to pass the ball. Now, I don't mind you running the ball, of course. You know, it's not the problem with him running it at all. It's just, you know, learn how to pass the ball too. So if somebody's stopping your run, or, you know, you get down in a game, you know, figure out how to do something. Now, right here, I noticed nobody did motion out with him, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna put a double streak, and hopefully his user has to run with that, and then I'll look at X. That's what I wanted, but he did the right thing and actually switched who's gonna cover that streak. So that's why I did decide just to run out, and they actually gave him the fumble, so thank goodness I ran straight out of bounds. But I probably should have kept him on a slant, but I was thinking like, okay, well, I figured he was gonna user circle out there and then actually man up X, the tight end. That's what I thought. So I was hoping to have that tight end, but he probably got tired of me hitting that tight end route. So right here, I'm trying to decide how exactly I want to do some different setups, because I've been doing the same setups. Now, I could keep doing the same setup, but I just wanted to try to do something different. So that's why I was thinking about a zig, but I was like, nah, I probably won't win. So I was like, I'm gonna do this out route, because normally out routes will beat man coverage. You can tell right there. We're gonna go ahead and get the little toe tap animation and go ahead and move the chain. So we were 10 for 13 for 255 yards and 2 touchdowns. So we were playing a great game. So really only missed three passes. One of those passes my guy dumbed out, so we really missed 2 passes throughout the game. So we pretty much almost played a perfect game. Now, I really love this offense when they play a lot of zone coverage, but I love this gameplay too, because you guys get to see what it looks like playing when somebody plays all out man coverage. But I know it's with the Bills, but the Bills, like I said, they have some athletic DBs, they just aren't fast, you know. That's the only thing, is right there, that backside slant is really nice. And this offense is just really hard to stop, honestly, just because we are able to use our tight end in man coverage, you know, because there aren't many formations where you can use your tight end in man coverage. But this is gonna be the last play right here. So I put this on here because this is actually goal line defense I put out a long time ago, and I just wanted to show you, you know, just why I like it. So right there, look at what's open. Nobody's open. He's gonna just throw that. I don't understand why that's his read. We get an unfortunate little animation where he shoves him to the side, and we are gonna take this to the house for the win. So anyways, man, we're gonna get a little celebration, get a little toxic, man, because he was making me upset. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. GG's to King Rick. But that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.